protests, continue here in the United States. I'm sure you saw that Itamar Ben-Gvir was here in the United States a couple of weeks ago, and his presence in Brooklyn brought out pretty significant protests, which then also drew out counter protests on behalf of a pro-Israel mob that turned violent and attacked multiple women who were either bystanders or involved in the protests. One of those women has not come forward before, but reached out to us and is willing to do an interview with you and me. So she'll join the two of us now, and we can both interview her. And Enbar, thank you, Crown Heights resident. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hello, thank you. Actually, just a New York resident.
New York resident. Oh, okay, New York resident. Yes, you were in Crown Heights on that fateful night, but just a New York resident. And so to set the stage for people, we'll play a little bit of this video from that night that people may have seen. If you wait to the very end, you'll see disturbing footage of Enbar herself after the violent attack on her. So let's roll some of that so people have the context.
No, we're not violent, yet you accuse us of being violent. I think that's pretty ironic.
They're also hiding your face.
It's like if you really thought we were violent, you would never be here. But you know we're not violent, because we're not. We're peaceful people.
You don't want them to burn your babies next. Go home. Go home. They burn babies. They rape girls. You guys helping.
I just told you.
Oh my God. Are you okay? Are you okay? Wait! Everybody's from American pride. Please pay attention. Oh, shit. Please pay attention.
I got EMS coming.
They haven't had I'm not with you. They got hit with a rock and their forehead and it's actively bleeding.
So Enbar, it looks like you got blasted pretty badly there. We could also put up this selfie that you had posted to your private stories that then leaked out to the internet of you in the hospital recovering. First of all, I noticed on that selfie, is that an aleph? Is that a Hebrew tattoo on your wrist there? What is that?
It is. It originally was for my first name, but now I have a dual meaning, and it is anti-Zionist.
Right. So can you talk about your upbringing and how you wound up at this pro-Palestine protest? Like, how did you go from that to there?
Sure. I grew up in a very Zionist family. I lived in occupied Palestine for 3 years. That's where I really unlearned Zionism. And from there, I was able to leave, and I promised myself that I would continue to talk about Palestine, even though I'm not there. Sorry.
Yeah, no, where did you live? And then I'll leave the next question to Abu Bakr. But where in the occupied territories were you?
Thank you. I lived in Tel Aviv, and from there I just learned.
So you're using the occupied territory term quite broadly.
I am. Yes, I consider all of Palestine from the river to the sea occupied. So I lived there, and I was able to unlearn Zionism. The people around me kind of ignored Palestinians. I would attend protests that were against the government, but I would join the anti-occupation bloc. And I saw how those people were treated just for saying, "What about Palestine?" And that was it for me.
I know I didn't have any words, but it's my ultimate honor, pleasure to be here with you. I'm so sorry for what you have witnessed. I apologize on behalf of every Palestinian who's suffering here. I'm sending my love. My family has known about you. and they've talked about you. I never imagined that I would be in the same interview with you until Ryan told me yesterday. They're sending their love to you. I'm sending my love to you from Deir al-Balah and from here. Thank you so much. And I don't know what to say, but with such people, the world can be bright. You're making the world bright. You're making it very bright. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was going to say everything that I know I have learned from Palestinians, joy, resilience, everything I practice now in my life is from Palestinians like yourself. Especially, I read your article about smiling, and in my selfie, I am smiling. My Zionist family told me it was a smirk, but it was a smile because I was smiling through the pain.
Oh, yeah,
you have to.
Yeah, that's a reference to, and maybe you could put his piece back up. So if people are just jumping into it now, the unbearable pain. So you had a really interesting, I thought, line in there, and maybe you can expound on that a little bit about how you have refused to stop smiling, and that your smile kind of is your resistance. Like, how'd you come to that place?
Even if you live under such incredibly difficult circumstances, the ones that I was living under in Gaza, there was nothing more ferocious and more aggressive than that. There was hell that was a nightmare that never ended, and that is still ongoing. Regardless of what you're living, I have a belief inside myself that there are still things to behold and to look at and to find hope. Your job as a human, and humanity is the definition of hope. A smile is a key to hope. So from that, we can really reach humanity. So to be a human being, you have to seek out hope. You have to seek out love and beauty around you. I remember when I was in Gaza and all my neighborhood has been flattened to the ground, or is still flattened to the ground, and my neighbor's child is still under the rubble. He hasn't been rescued until now, since November 2023. I was still beholding the beautiful things around me, including the yellow rose, the green plants, and looking at the sky that I still had a sky to look at, that I still had a sun to really enjoy, and that I still had a couple of olive trees that I can really go around and see and maybe embrace, and I have the soil of my homeland. So the very little things that we have in our life are very precious, and Palestinians know the value of the little things. I know the value of a cup of water. Even when I came here, I can't waste anything. I'm seeing people wasting a lot of things, a lot of their own needs. This is something in the leftovers people are leaving in the waste baskets. These things are precious to me. They are priceless to me, and I can't really waste anything of that because I know the value of life. I know the meaning of hope. So to me, to smile is to hope, and to hope is just to be a human. And when you look at people and humans like her, this can even fuel your hope and grow it better to bloom like a yellow rose in the middle of cacti trees.
All right. Enbar, last week we interviewed another woman who was assaulted at that same demonstration. She was just a bystander, wasn't even there protesting, and she said that she had finally, after a lot of public outcry about what had happened, been contacted by a detective. She had been told that there would be wanted signs put up around the neighborhood because they can see on video who has committed some of these assaults, but that so far none of those wanted signs have gone up, although she's still in touch with the police. Have you been in touch with any detectives or any police? And also, how are you doing? Like, how has your physical recovery been?
Physical recovery has been okay. I ended up getting stitches. I had a concussion, but I've been feeling a lot better lately. I was reached out by a detective, but I have not heard anything since the week it happened. there isn't much footage of what happened because I was hit in the head. They said that they would check cameras in the area, but I have not heard an update on that.
Yeah, I would yeah. If they could find a person, would you testify?
I'm not sure, honestly. It takes a lot of energy that I want to use to keep protesting.
And I'm curious, have you been able to bring any of your family members around the last that last year and a half?
Unfortunately, no. I have a very strange relationship with my family. I am the only person in my family who is anti-Zionist and pro-Palestine. So,
And
I think yeah, I'm sorry to cut you off. I'll let you ask me the question. But like what you're saying, like I can't believe that you are someone who lived in occupied Palestine, who lived in what it is now Israel, and you've seen all the people around you, how viciously they're acting and everything, and you're coming up with this. Mark my words, but you are braver than almost all the men in the Arab world, if not in the whole world.
thank you.
Mark my words. I can't believe that. So, like people in the Arab world, no man can get out in a protest. No man can get out in a protest. Like I'm thinking about. I'm asking myself while you were talking. Like, why are you doing? Why is she doing this? She has no obligations. She has nothing to do with our cause. Even she is. Supposedly with our enemy side, you know what I mean? So then after that you have this. There are a lot of Arabs who are defending Israel, Ryan. There are many Arabs who are defending Israel right now. There are even, unfortunately, Palestinians who are serving in the Israeli military to kill their brothers and sisters, and not their brothers and sisters. So with these people, the world can be bright again. It can be bright. I'm super thankful. I'm super grateful.
Yeah,
I don't know what this.
I know, Abu Bakr. I'm curious. How did Palestinians in Gaza kind of experience the news of all of the campus protests and these types of protests when Ben-Gvir goes to the United States? Like, what were they followed closely, and
Yeah,
what was the
sure.
reaction?
Like how such a war criminal, a genocidal maniac is just wandering around in New York and everywhere and protected by the U.S. administration and not being, persecuted or even put in jail or investigated or anything. That can tell you the fascism that we are living through right now, because the United States has brought this new level of Nazism. Its generator, we have to know that the United States is the current generator of fascism and Nazism, which is Israel, because Israel has set new levels to the meaning and definition of Nazism. And that's what we are seeing right now, because what Israel is doing is the Holocaust of our time, where 2 million people are being hunted down every single day. As we are speaking, there are people who are being bombed and killed. There is an entire population who can't find a piece of bread, who are struggling for a sip of water, and are trekking kilometers just to find a way to survive. But for Israel and for the United States, as Trump is procrastinating and he doesn't want to trigger those protracted negotiations, because since his inauguration, he could really stop this genocide, as he did on January the 15th. But as we all understand, the interpretation is very obvious, which is that there are interests and political goals beyond the whole game on the table that Trump is playing with Netanyahu. That's why, in my opinion, we are seeing right now how extremist the United States has become. And I'm very sorry again for what you have endured and how they have been attacking even their own people. Attacking their own people can really tell you that Israel doesn't care about its own people. If it cares about the Israeli captives would have done that and achieved it since day one. And Netanyahu recently has made it very clear the Israeli captives are not our main goal, not our priority. Our priority is to end Hamas. And getting back to the same point, he will just fight a war that he is already losing because he has the support of the entire countries. And until now, he hasn't done anything on the ground. So the United States can achieve that, but as long as Trump is doing this and setting new levels, because there is no bottom to what Israel is doing right now, we will see the collapse of Israel and the United States all together, and that's my belief.
And Enbar, I think last question for you. I'm curious, what years were you in Tel Aviv, and was there any particular moment that triggered in you an awakening, or was it more of a gradual process? Like how did this evolution unfold?
Yeah, I was there from 2020 to 2023. So it was pretty recent. It was right before October 7th. And I don't know if there was one single moment, but I had a lot of time to learn about Palestine. And it was from the comfort of my apartment in Tel Aviv, with the Iron Dome and everything. And I just realized how privileged and how wrong it was. And that was really it for me. I think I watched a documentary and I was like, that's it. Zionism is over. It helped that I was never super into the idea. I've never been a nationalist.
Mm-hmm.
So it was easy to get there once I did. Yeah.
And sorry, the second last question, actual last question. Oh, how did your friends react, and is that why you left Israel?
I didn't really have community there. I was always talking about Palestine, but I don't think the people around me enjoyed that conversation. Right. And for me, it kind of felt like a lost cause, honestly. I think I was able to get through to some people, but I think after October 7th, I may have lost them. Yeah, I came to New York City and I found a lot of anti-Zionists here and a lot of Jewish anti-Zionists, and that's my community now. And I'm grateful. I can see a world. I have hope too. I can see a world without Zionism. I can see a world where we all just live.
Well, Abu Bakr.
Well, that's an interesting point, by the way, because I was asked this question multiple times, and she pointed out something very important and significant for me, that Palestinians and Israelis don't have a way to live together, but with these people, it's very feasible. If we have people like her, it's very, very feasible. We can really find a way to peace. But with other people, with other maniacs who are just lit free and wandering all around the globe, it's not going to be possible, because those are the brothers of the devil and they can't really make anything possible. But again, one final word, one final sentence. I'm lost of words. I'm in loss of words to tell you how thankful I am. And it's been my absolute privilege. And thank you, Ryan, for bringing me on with you. Thank you from a Palestinian who's been under the worst of hell. Thank you so much. I wish all the best to you. And I'm so sorry again for what you have endured. And I'll keep talking about you wherever I go. This is like an interview that I will never forget. Thank you so much.
Can I respond?
Sure.
Thank you. I just wanted to say thank you for really risking your life to share what is going on. And you're going to keep doing that even though you're not there. It's okay. You're going to return. We're all going to make sure of it. And it's been an honor. It's been an honor to be here.
We will string our dream together. We will string our dreams together away from the politicians who are controlling this world and filling it with corruption, injustice, and oppression. We will make that true. we'll make it true. I promise you. We are the younger generations. We will make everything true. We will do that. We will carry that hope. We will carry that history with us. And we are making the history right now.
Well, thank you deeply to both of you. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. It's so nice to be with you. Okay.
Hey, if you like that video, hit the like button or leave a comment below. It really helps get the show to more people.
And if you'd like to get the full show ad-free and in your inbox every morning, you can sign up at breakingpoints.com.
That's right. Get the full show, help support the future of independent media at breakingpoints.com.